Each time Veronica and her husband use their brand new RV, something goes wrong.
We've lost almost $30,000, and I can't just put $30,000 into a campfire and set a fire to it.
Hi, I'm Liz. I help people with defective RVs stuck in a nightmare. I've been able to get numerous cash settlements, factory repairs, and even buybacks. That's all thanks to you for liking, subscribing, and sharing, making this channel the force that it is. We were able to get another buyback in a recent case. I can't wait to tell you all about that. First, Veronica shares her story of buying a brand new fifth wheel.
My husband and I, in February of 2024, purchased a brand new Jayco Starcraft GSL bunkhouse model. We bought the Starcraft because it had the 2 bedrooms. It had a bunk room for the kids and the grandchildren and an extra bathroom for them. We were so excited. We were going to bring this up to our lake area that we had decided to rent and make the best memories with our grandchildren, who are very young right now. Our first little thing that happened, we picked it up in March. We decided to go ahead and go camping that weekend, and we went up there and we turned on the heat and everything was working fine, and we were so excited, our first night in this brand new camper. My granddaughter was a little less than a year old at the time. During the night, we were all sleeping and we woke up and we were absolutely freezing. We didn't know what was wrong. My husband figured maybe he didn't do something right with the camper, and mind you, this is not our first camper. Our first camper was a Montana, and we still have that camper. It's a 2004 and never had any issues. He thought maybe he didn't do something right. We had one of those electronic boards on there and we couldn't figure out maybe something was wrong there that we did. So we spent the whole day trying to figure out the heat situation. There was no heat. Thank God we had the little fireplace so that we put my granddaughter in the living room area in her pack and play and let her stay there. Of course, we all had sweaters and everything and ended up bundling up and then going home later on when we couldn't figure out the heat. And the dealership said to bring it back. Mind you, our lake site is 4 hours from the dealership. We had to pack up the camper, bring it all the way back to the dealership. They had it there maybe 2 weeks and they fixed the heat. Everything's fine and dandy. We go down there and we pick it up and we're bringing it back to the lake and we're ready to start our summer months because now it's probably April. I go up to the lake to go and spend our Memorial weekend up there, and we noticed little ripples in our side wall in our slide out, and I was like, that was not there when I was here the last time. It was like kind of behind our recliner chairs, our theater chairs. The wall was bubbling down along the floor area, and we couldn't figure out what was happening because we didn't see it above. I didn't know whether it was just the wallpaper coming off or whether there was a leak there, and sure enough, we saw that it was also bubbling on the outside, on the laminated area of the outside of that slide. The dealership said, well, bring it back down to us, let's look at it, and we'll see what we can do. Meanwhile, during the day, I'm going about my business and I closed the front door on the camper and the whole glass shattered on me. I was like, thank God I didn't have the baby in my hands. I have rheumatoid arthritis. I did not slam that door. My husband says it's defective glass. Bring it back down to the dealership. They look at it and they went back and forth with the warranty, whoever makes the doors, Lippert and Jayco, of course, with the slide out. Nobody could agree on anything, and I was absolutely livid about it. Here we had paid to have this lot for the lake, and we didn't have a camper sitting there. It's been at the shop, brand new. I told my husband, I said, well, while they try to figure out all of this, please go down there and pick up the camper and bring it back to the campsite. So at least we have it for the holiday coming up, which was 4th of July and maybe Labor Day, and try to enjoy the holidays with it. Meanwhile, you know, we've got the door taped up. The leak, it wasn't getting any worse, but it was there. You could see it definitely. We were able to enjoy probably the 4th of July to Labor Day, and they still hadn't come to a conclusion on who was going to fix what and what they were going to repair. We also noticed that there was a tear in the awning. We know not to leave our awnings out. We bring them in all the time. In fact, it was never even put out except for that one time over 4th of July weekend when we noticed that there was a tear, and we were disappointed about that. So we had told the dealership about that also. The dealership was saying that Jayco needed to take out that whole slide and just rebuild the whole slide. I kept saying to myself, thank God I don't live in this thing full time, because I don't know where I would have lived.
Before we go any further, I have to get gas for my car, and I wanted to take you with me because I'm going to show you how I'm earning cash back on every gallon. This is because I'm using Upside. Upside is a free app that earns you cash back on gas, groceries, and restaurants. There are over 100,000 gas stations, grocery stores, and restaurants on the app. I'm super excited about this app because it's so easy. You just spend the way you normally spend, but now you're getting cash back. Then all you do is you just jump on the app, tell them you've paid, and then they do the rest. I use this and you should too. I love checking the app before going out to eat, getting groceries, or gas. The top earners on Upside are earning as much as $300 a month. To find out how much money you can earn, click on the link below, download the app, put in the coupon code LizAmazing, and you'll save an extra 25 cents a gallon on your first fill up to 50 gallons. Or scan in the QR code right here to claim this offer.
We bring it back to the dealer in October because they finally said, we'll go ahead and fix the awning and we'll fix the door, because Lippert had agreed to fix it finally. And it sat there until they can figure out what they were going to do with the slide. It sat there until March of 2025. Finally, Jayco said, okay, we'll fix the slide. They sent somebody down to pick up the camper to bring it back to Indiana. We were fine with that because we figured, okay, everything's going to be fixed and we'll have it back again for the holidays this coming year 2025. Jayco fixed the slide. They had it for 2 months. We picked it up down at the dealership because they had brought it back. We bring it back up there in May, and we figure Memorial Weekend we'll be able to use it and have a wonderful weekend with the family. It rained that weekend. I had a river coming down my bedroom floor, and I was like, well, this is not good. We saw it dripping everywhere along the seam of that front cap window. When we looked a little bit further, we noticed that there was all mold in there and the wood had all been cracked and is rotted. We were just like, you've got to be absolutely kidding me. Every time we've been in this camper, there has been some kind of issue with it. It made the trips aggravating, stressful, and at that point I was like, well, I can't have my granddaughter stay in this camper, not with the mold. It was just too much for us to even fathom that they would let it go out of Jayco's main repair place with all these issues still happening. I got in touch with Jayco. They needed to fix this. They agreed. I had to bring it back to the dealer, which is another 4 hours, and they would replace the window, but they are not going to pay for the labor, which is $1,500. And I was like, you've got to be joking me. Why this camper was sitting in your repair facility, you did not notice that that front cap window was also leaking? Did you not go through the camper with a fine-tooth comb to make sure all the repairs were done and everything was functioning? The lady at Jayco said that all we could do is do a goodwill repair and repair that front cap window because we were just out of our 12-month warranty period. I tried to even negotiate with them that maybe if they gave us $10,000 as compensation for the damage that's there. They said no. Okay, well, let's see if we can get the extended warranty, which we paid, almost $3,500 for, if they would cover the leak. Come to find out that an extended warranty does not cover leaks and does not cover anything that's damaged by a leak. We're going to get the front window replaced, but the wood and everything behind that wall there is going to have mold, along with the wood underneath the bed and the wood that was destroyed from the leak that they had it. Those are the major things. There have been little things too, like when we first picked up the camper, the front leg was bent and we had to sit there for 3 hours while they fixed that front leg. The trim is falling off. I mean, mind you, the camper is a brand new camper. If I was to trade it in at this point or try to get a dealership to buy it, they would only offer me $42,000 for the camper. And that's without even telling them that it has a leak. That's what the book value is. We've lost almost $30,000, and I can't just put $30,000 into a campfire and set a fire to it. I'm stuck with the camper right now. I owe $57,000 on it. Plus, I put $12,000 into it. We still have that 2004 Montana that I will tell you has not ever had one bit of an issue. The Starcraft camper is at the dealership and they are replacing the front cap window because it's obviously leaking there. But that is all that they are authorized to do. My husband and I will have to pay for the labor since neither Jayco or my extended warranty covers for the labor. It's still in the shop being fixed and we are still without it to this day. The camper has just been nothing but stress and aggravation and grief because I continue to have to make a payment on it. We have probably stayed in it about 5 times in the 17 months that we've owned it. Maybe had possession of it a total of 4 months. To go back and forth between who makes this and who makes that and Lipper does the door, it doesn't make any sense to me. If I bought a car and brought it back to the dealer and I told him, you sold me a lemon, I would be covered under the lemon law. And this is a lemon. Anybody that's going through it, my heart breaks for you because I know the stress and aggravation and nights of no sleep because you're paying for something that you can't use and it's not there. What leak are we going to have next and what's going to fall apart? I still don't want my granddaughter sleeping in that camper because of the mold that I've found in it. I've tried to work with Jayco. I've tried to work with the dealer. I've tried to work with the extended warranty. Don't know what to do at this point. I'm needing a little bit of help right now. It needs to go back to the manufacturer. The manufacturer needs to take possession of a product that they put out there that is defective. I want a buyback or I want to be compensated for the loss in value of this camper. I don't see us sleeping in the camper or using it the way we had planned on using it. So the buyback is probably the best compensation that can be done.
If you're a regular viewer, then you know that I have done 2 dedicated videos on Grant and Calay's case, and I even mentioned them again on a 3rd video. This is the young family that had to evacuate their RV due to mold. It was so contaminated, the whole family got sick. This was all due to a defect at the factory. So if you have not seen those videos, there's a link here where you can check them out. The good news is that Keystone is finally buying their RV back. This is all thanks to you for doing your magic by liking, subscribing, and sharing, making these things happen, because truly social media is the only power we have these days. And in fact, Calais backs that up. She says this would not have happened without those 3 videos. So thank you again, and thank you, Keystone. In this week's case, I reached out to Thor, which owns Jayco, and also to the top people at Jayco. They responded right away, and they called Veronica, and they said that they would cover that $1,500 labor charge for putting in the window after all, which is good news. But they said a buyback is not an option and neither is compensation. And apparently they are not going to address the mold. So this is not the outcome that Veronica is hoping for. So hopefully by you doing your magic again, maybe that will increase the pressure on Jayco to do the right thing. What do you think Jayco should do? Let me know in the comments, and be sure to check out my buyer's guide. The 40% off sale ends soon. This buyer's guide will tell you which RVs you can trust and which ones to run away from. This book was crowdsourced by you, my audience of nearly 200,000 people. I'll have a link below, or you can go to my website to learn more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.